All right. So my second educational piece. I don't think I ever dropped my first educational piece for. No, I did. I did. No, I did. So this is my second A12 content educational piece. Um, I guess it's not educational. I just like I don't know when you use educational, like people pay attention. Fuck, I should cut this. Actually, I'm not gonna edit it. This is gonna be a full take through. So basically, I wanted to come out with my own content. I know I'm on the I think I'm on the content panel this season. I don't know, but yeah. So I'm gonna be part of that content. So I wanted to make my own and sort of give my takes of some, I guess, some red flags or some question marks I see on some teams, and go through that for the Conqueror division. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. I don't want to waste y'all's time. All right. So let's just go through the. I should move this over, huh? Let me see here. Let me see here. Let me get y'all right. Let me get y'all right. All right. So this is what we're looking at right here. We're gonna just go through these lists really quick. Some question marks I have around these rosters. So let's get into it. 70 dart 30. So this is basically the old fuck. What was their names? I don't know. I just gonna call them the IPA stack. I feel like IPA. I feel like he's one of the better captains in the division, if not the best captain in the division. I think Dota mind wise, I put him like that Gav print category. That Phoenix, Hungry Phoenix category of Dota mind, and just captain ability, and from the offlane as well. So I have some respect for IPA for their Cloud, one of the better carries in the division. I think carry is probably the most stacked position. Yeah, as I said in content, across the board, there's just no bad carry. So Cloud fits that mold. Good consistent carry. El Cuckoo, Jinx, how are you? I'm not exactly sure who the fuck these players are, so I can't really have question marks there. I feel like in IPA rosters, usually they sort of fall off because the other cores aren't either IPA and Cloud. If they don't both have great games, I feel like IPA sort of falls back into like the shadows. So I'm sort of gonna put I guess a question mark around IPA. Can he captain a team through playoffs and through regular season, while not hindering his play? I think he's a great captain, but I haven't seen a season where IPA was also a great offlaner as well, and can keep up with the pace of other offlaners that don't really have to shot call for this team. Now I don't really know if he's going to be shot calling, but that's just what I've seen from other IPA stacks. Is maybe the pressure of shot calling in the game as well as performing and the heroes he plays, the axes and things of that nature, the centaurs, initiating blink heroes. Often need to be pretty vocal as well, and to have that good blink timing to control into the mid game. So that would be my question mark for this team, as well as Cloud. Can he be that the best carry in the league? I think these last couple of seasons we've been giving him credit as like the top 3, top 5 guy, but for this team to work, in my opinion, he needs to be the number 1 guy. He needs to be better than the Bennies. He needs to be better than the other carries in the division. And actually, we'll get to the Savage Spirits roster, but yeah, that'd be my question for 70 Dark 30. Is can IPA be that? Can Cloud be that guy? And can IPA be a great captain as well as a great offlaner? So that would be my question marks there. Next team, Grin Fury. This stack's been together for a while. I'm a big fan of Grin. If you watch my content for damn, my phone's my fault. What am I doing? Yo, that's probably loud as fuck in y'all's ear. My fault, man. I usually be on push to talk for real, so hold up. All right, but yeah, this stack's been together for a while, so I think I would challenge. Island's been a captain for a decent amount of time. I don't know if he's a drafter as well. Um, Island's been known to have a hero puddle as well as Azure Satan, and I don't think it's gonna work with the bans. The new drafting phase. So I'm gonna see how they can adapt. My question mark for this team is will they adapt to this is a harder fucking league than Warrior. So will they adapt to playing up and conqueror? Will Island mold into a better mid laner? I mean, when you have to go against, you're gonna have to play against Chev, Sun, Gav, Print. You're gonna have to play against these guys. I'm missing a few. I'm sorry if I'm missing your name, but you're gonna have to play against these guys. Those are just the guys I knew. So you're gonna have to play against these guys, and can Island stand out? Will his hero pool, be prevalent in this meta? How will they mold into a team? What will their play style be like? I'm just a little curious. Usually their games are a little bit longer. They are known for a little bit of mistakes, I feel like, in the mid to late game that can cause their games to be quite long. So I'm curious how this stack will mold into a Conqueror team. I would put this stack. It's a wild card for me. I think if they can find their hole in this meta, in this patch, I think they can be pretty scary. But if they ever find it, they may not win a series. So, that's what I would say for Grinfear. And I don't know, Legend or DNJJI or Akiro that well. So let's just put it out there like that. Bubble team. So this is the Talus, Gambit, Tree, Frost, Milkboxy stack. So I have a couple questions for this stack. Will Milkboxy be as good as other mid laners? I think we know Tree is a great carry. He was one of the carries I was missing. Across the board carries fucking insane. So will Tree? We can probably expect Tree to show up every fucking game. Talus, he'll be a consistent forward player. But he's been in the league for so long. We're looking at basically this is a retirement home roster in my opinion. Just because, we're looking at Gambit, Talus, Tree, Frost. These names have been around for a super long time. And I think, I'm curious who gives the spark on this team. Usually there's like a spark of, I just see a bunch of consistent players, but I don't really see like that push to pass, some of these other stacked rosters. Frost is a consistent guy. I truly think, I'm curious. Because Frost and Bonky, I look at their Dota buffs and they're pretty similar in play style and what they like to play. So I'm curious. Actually, I'm not curious at all. I know exactly what Frost is going to bring to this team. But I may be curious how far his hero pool may develop in the future, and if we may see a change in play style. Because I'm not exactly sure how Milkboxy plays. I think he plays the spirits. So my question mark for this team is, who's going to push you guys, above, that 5 to 4 seed. I think that's where I have them right now, 5 to 7 maybe in that range. Gambit being the captain, I think their drafts aren't going to be too wonky. They're going to be pretty standard, pretty cut and dry for their whole season. So. I just have a question mark around how far they're going to go. I know they're going to make playoffs, but I just don't know if they're going to make it past that initial curve. So that's my question mark there for the bubble team. Dynamite, the core stack. I actually don't know this team too well, so I'm sorry. I gotta skip. I don't really know this team too well. Core stacks. I mean, he's a great player. He's a great 5. I don't know any of these other players. I think the big question marks here for me are sub in a new role. I think that's a question mark. I think I'm a question mark on this roster too, but I think Sun and CHIJJ, I've actually never played this guy. This is the first time I'll play those guys tonight, so I have no idea. I actually have no idea what this roster will do. Honestly, we can just skip. Savage Spirits. So I think, Gav Print, great. Bonky, I think, we scrimmed them a couple nights ago. I think he's a consistent 3. We know what he's going to bring to the game. He's going to play Dawnbreaker, SK, Slardar, one of those heroes, and Riley's going to secure his lane. So those are the consistent factors. My inconsistent factor with this team is the Benny Lapsed duo. Because safe lane is so stacked, I don't know how good this duo can be. I think all their other lanes are pretty solidified as either in the 1 to 3 to 4 slot in the division. I don't really know where I put the duo of Benny and Lapsed, and I think I don't know when I look at this team and when I scrimmed them, I didn't feel Benny's presence as much as I felt the other cores. That could that could have just been me, could have been an off game, but I'm looking for them to push and basically say we're just as good as other lanes, because when I look at other content and when I've talked to other captains, we're always talking about how good Riley is, how good Gavprin is, and I think Laps by himself is great as well. When you put that in a Benny lane, how good can that lane be? I'm not exactly sure. I think they're both great players by themselves, but lane wise and chemistry wise, something felt off when I faced them. I'm not like no flame to them. That's just how I felt. I think by themselves they're great players, and this is a great team. But that's my question mark surrounding this roster. All right, let's go to the next one. Samsara, I don't know what on this roster. I think in the content they had these dudes last. Helmets on. My question mark is, will they be last? I think, they won last season. They won a league last season, so I think that's cool. They are moving up. My question mark is just how good will these guys be? I don't think anyone really knows. I think it's all speculation. I don't know how much they scrim or how much they're putting into the league. So I'm just curious where they'll where they'll finish. I'm not exactly sure, and I don't know where to put them. So, yeah, I'll just be looking out to see if I think they're going to 2-0 this week, though. I do think they will 2-0. Go play off lane. So this is Shiv, Panda, Broken, Jamie, and Pony. Broken Pony, probably the best 4-3 in the league. Chev, very consistent mid laner. We know exactly what to expect for him. I want this to be Shev's breakout season. I think Shev's been coasting for a while. I want to see something different from Shev. We've seen him from he's always a top 3 mid laner in most leagues, but I want to see him burst out into and mold into sort of his the great player I think we all think he is and know he is, but the dominant player. I feel like when Shev really can control a game, like he used to do for R&B as well, and I haven't really seen it from R&B these last 2 seasons when he was on DH and NoHo's / R&B as well. I didn't see that that game controlling Shev, and I'd love to see that back. Jamie in a new role as well as Pause One. I think we can expect Jamie's just probably the best individual mechanical player in the league. This guy's just gross as fuck. Dude should definitely have been moved up to probably like Divine 5. But it is what it is. Amazing guy. And yeah, I think that's my only question mark is can Shev have a breakout season? Can Jamie and Panda sort of relax on a new role, and how well will that 1-5 be? I think Broken Pony, obviously the best 3-4 in the league. Not many question marks for the best team in the league. The rejects, so this is the Hexy, Profanity, Fourth World Marshal, Daddy Odin, Darth Walker stack. My question for Hexy is just I feel like you have the arc, you have the I guess the motive to be the best. Like you have all of the hatred, no one wants you to win, the community is not fucking with you, I feel like that would have motivated me to go crazy this season. I want to see that. I think every other mid laner who's faced you obviously has said you're a great mid laner. You can beat Immortals and Divines. Well, now you're facing Ancients, so I feel like you should go crazy. I don't think you should be held back at all for how well you can do individually. Now, how well Hexy can do individually while his team sort of plays around Hexy, I think it's always been an issue. Going back to MG12, when I went to the LAN with Hexy, he was a great player and he was always winning his lane. I think we didn't really know how to play around him, and that communication was sort of split off. So my challenge for Hexy is, as a captain now, you weren't on that team, and you're probably your main voice in the comms. After you have a good lane and good early to mid game, how are you going to equate that to a win and command your team? So Profanity, that's he's sort of medium carry, and I think that's what this team needs. Hexy's sort of the carry of the team. He needs a consistent carry. I think Profanity's that, but he won't take too much spotlight from Hexy's farm. Daddy Odin, I mean, this guy's been winning all the minis, the mini champion. Every time I see a fucking mini, this dude has the fucking role, so he's got to be good, I feel. Darth Walker, Fourth War Marshal, my question marks. I feel like Fourth War Marshal has been around a lot. I've never seen him play, but Darth Walker, just a massive question mark there. An old name in the community, so I just have a couple question marks around these two players. How well will they be? But I feel like Daddy Odin, Profanity, and Hexy will, they'll be solidified contenders and good players most games, if not every game. But Fourth Ward Marshal and Darth Walker, how will they, sort of adjust to the competitive nature of this league? I think that's literally all my content. Honestly, I don't have much else to say. It's supposed to be. It should be a good season. I think. I think it's honestly up for grabs, to be real. After scrimming Savage Spirits, that was our first scrim together with the 5 that's not even on our team. We won one. I feel like anyone can win. There was a lot of mistakes I was shocked they made. A lot of mistakes we made that I felt like weren't punished. Game 1 was an absolute slaughter, though. So I feel like it can go either way. They slaughtered us game 1. It was a fucking battle game 2. I've seen some other scrims as well that are seeming to be, pretty close. And I think a lot closer than a lot of people expect. So I'm excited to see these teams. My dark horses are Zero Dark 30, the core stack, and I think that's it, honestly. Those are my 2 dark horses for, they could be pushing that A, B sort of tier. And I think Go Play Offline may be S after this week. They if they won 1 though, I think they go down to B. I don't think we keep them in A if they won 1. And that goes, Savage Spirits, I was. If they won 1, I think, that's obviously okay. They both belong in A. That's iron fucking, what's the fucking quote? What's that fucking quote? Iron melting iron or some bullshit like that. All the fucking like old ass casters say that shit when they watch like the NFL players like train against each other. They're like iron battling iron or some bullshit like that. You know what I mean? Anyways, put that shit down in the comments. Actually, I need to update my fucking mottos or quotes or whatever the fuck. But yeah, no, this should be a good ass season. I'm excited. Not as stacked as that Challenger season, but it is what it is. We're scrimming fucking 7 Dark 30 tonight, so if anyone wants to cast that, let me know. Hit my DMs.